expressed in numbers. What do you call as magnitude is the number indicating the measured quantity. Length, mass, time, area, volume, force, energy. So plenty of quantities you will see in physics. And broadly, this good big collection of physical quantities can be classified into scalars and vectors. So physical quantities can be either scalars or vectors. This is what you learn in the beginning, one small classification. What do you mean by scalars? Physical quantities having only magnitudes. Value is there for them. And the vectors have value as well as a direction. And in scalars, the typical examples we write are length, mass, time, area, volume, energy, speed. So there are some confusing terms in the sense students sometimes think that energy is vector because force, which is vector, and displacement, which is also vector, are involved in energy. They know force and displacement connection is there in energy, but actually energy is scalar, or work done is scalar. Similarly, speed is about movement, and people again think, students think that movement is linked with vector, direction is there, but speed is scalar and its counterpart, velocity, is a vector. So there is a difference in speed and velocity. For vectors, you can take the examples like a displacement. Then, as I said here, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, then electric field, magnetic field. So these are all vectors. There is a direction also. The simple example if you take of acceleration due to gravity, you know, when a body is allowed to fall like this, there is a pull on that. So this pull or force has a particular direction. So force and connected factor, acceleration in this case, both are having a particular direction. So that's the difference in saying energy, area, volume, where we don't have any specific direction. Only amount is there in that. Whereas here we have got direction also along with amount. Now, what is unit? In the introductory class Friday, I mentioned about this definition, unit. Unit is not just an accompanying factor for numbers. Normally, we take it in that sense. 5 meter or 7.5 hour or seconds, kilogram, etc. Some number and that unit will have always. But definition wise, unit is a definite amount, a particular amount fixed for that particular physical quantity as a standard of measurement. Certain length is fixed as 1 meter. There is a technical reason why this much is 1 meter, and double of that is 2 meter, half of that is half meter. So for remaining length measurements, that is taken as the standard. Certain mass is taken as 1 kilogram. Anything 5 times that is 5 kg, half of that is half kg, 10% of that is 0.1 kg. So that is a particular reference amount for the measurement of mass. Of course, meter and kilogram are not the only units. Length is measured in different units: centimeter, millimeter, kilometer, miles, furlongs, inch, etc. And mass also measured in gram, kilogram, quintal, ton. So many units are there. So we go for systems of units in this connection to have some importance for a particular unit called a meter in the case of length, kilogram in the case of mass, and second in the case of time. systems of units. And before we go to systems of units, I can mention about one more classification in physical quantities as fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Fundamental quantities and derived quantities. What are fundamental quantities? Fundamental quantities are defined as the physical quantities which cannot be further simplified. You can't express them in terms of product or ratio of other quantities. Something like in English, A, B, C, etc. If you take alphabets, they cannot be again interpreted as a collection of some other symbols to lines like this, inclined and all those things. It is a basic starting point. You can have word like an, A-N, a combination, or and, A-N-D, combination of alphabets, making words. Similarly, these fundamental quantities are like alphabets. They can mix up to make other physical quantities called as derived quantities. For example, length is a fundamental quantity, mass, fundamental, time is fundamental quantity, length, mass, time. Not only length, mass, time, there are altogether 7 fundamental quantities. What are they? Temperature, luminous intensity, electric current, and amount of substance are the 7 fundamental quantities. We cannot express length as a product of energy, force, time, etc. or ratio form. It is the least type of quantity which cannot be further bifurcated or simplified. Similarly, mass, we can't write mass as length into time by area, etc. It is again a fundamental. And similarly, time. Whereas for derived quantities, if you take simple examples, velocity, what is velocity? Length by time. Length by time. Displacement by time is the definition of velocity. Displacement by time is velocity. And displacement, I have symbol L here. So L by T. L by T becomes a LT power minus 1. So this is known as a dimensional formula for velocity. Displacement divided by time taken, L by T. And here you can see velocity is a composition, mix up of 2 fundamental quantities, length and time. So we call it as a derived quantity. Similarly, acceleration, if you take, what is acceleration? Acceleration is defined as a change in velocity. Change in velocity divided by time taken. Change in velocity upon time taken is acceleration. Once again, you can see it is a collection of several fundamental quantities. Velocity itself is a combination of length and time. So length and time comes twice in this equation for acceleration. For change in velocity also, we can write LT power minus 1 because velocity minus velocity is again velocity only, or velocity plus velocity is velocity only. So for difference or sum, we have same dimensional formula. Upon t time becomes ultimately LT power minus 2. So this becomes a dimensional formula for acceleration. So I'm talking about the distinction of fundamental and derived quantities as the quantities which are simplest in appearance and are not composition of other physical quantities are fundamental, like English alphabets. Derived quantities are made up of these fundamental quantities. Simple examples I mentioned here, how the mix-up of various fundamental quantities make these derived quantities like velocity, acceleration, and a few more we'll see afterwards. Coming back to this fundamental quantities, length, mass, time, you're familiar with them. Temperature, again, degree of hotness we call. How hot a body is understood in terms of temperature, measured in a degree Celsius, Kelvin, etc. Luminous intensity is about light given out by a source. A bright source has more luminous intensity. A candle, burning candle, has less intensity compared to this bulb. Sun has very large amount of luminous intensity. So brightness is related to the luminous intensity term. Electric current, I don't think I have to explain what is electric current now. In simple, it is about the flow of electric charge measured in the unit ampere. Amount of substance has a particular definition. You must have learned in high school that it is a particular amount containing Avogadro number of particles. That is 1 mole, unit for amount of substance. 6.022 10 to the power of 23 particles make a collection called as a 1 mole, unit for amount of substance. So unit for this amount of substance is mole, and electric current, of course, ampere, luminous intensity, candela, and temperature, Kelvin or Celsius normally, time, second, mass, kilogram, length, meter, some usually used units. So we'll go for systems of units on this fundamental quantities idea first. Then we'll come for continuation of the dimensional formula. I gave dimensional formula here just to give you a link between the fundamental quantities and derived quantities. We'll go for the specific discussion on making the dimensional formula a bit later. Before that, we'll see about systems of units. What is the significance of this word, systems of units? Systems of units. You can say broadly there are 4 systems of units called as a CGS, MKS, FPS, and SI system. CGS system is the oldest system. Around 40-50 years we used to teach such things. Not me, of course. Students were learning in the schools and colleges in centimeter, gram as the units for length, mass, time, etc. Then around 80s we used to learn in schools MKS system, meter, kilogram, second as the units for length, mass, and time. Then in England mainly and in some foreign countries they use FPS, foot for length, pound for mass, and second for time. Not very important for us actually to discuss this one. And lastly, SI system is an extension of MKS system. Means only meter, kilogram, second are the fundamental units for length, mass, time in MKS system. Whereas SI system has those 4 additional quantities included: temperature, luminous intensity, electric current, and amount of substance. So SI system has 7 fundamental units in it. 7 fundamental units. Unlike MKS where there are only 3 fundamental units. Similarly in CGS as well as FPS. Now I mentioned about significance of this system of units. Significance is that when length comes in centimeter in a problem, you cannot keep mass in kilograms. Length in centimeter and mass in kilogram. If it comes in a problem, like you are asked to find out momentum for a body, you know, momentum is equal to mass into velocity. The data says that mass is 10 gram and velocity is say 5 meter per second. Mass is 10 gram, velocity is 5. Does it mean momentum is 10 into 5, 50? It is incorrect, because 10 gram it is and velocity 5 meter per second. They belong to different groups of units. Gram is in CGS, meter per second belongs to MKS or SI system. I am not supposed to mix up the numbers like this. Either I have to write this as 500 centimeter per second, and multiply, then it becomes CGS. 500 centimeter, 5 meter, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. You know that. So 500 into 10, 5000 centimeter gram per second is proper. Or I can make 10 gram as 10 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. Or 1 gram is equal to 1 by 1000 kg. I think you are familiar with these simple conversions. So all are supposed to know these simple conversions. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Very simple conversions. So whenever you are replacing centimeter by meter, it should be 1 by 100 or 10 power minus 2 meter. So I can write here meter as 100 centimeter to make it 500, or I can retain this meter per second and convert this gram, 1 gram as 1 by 1000 kilogram or 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. And then I can multiply. Now both are in the same system, MKS or SI system. I can multiply. So both are correct. Keeping mass in gram and V in centimeter per second is okay. Or keeping mass in kg and speed in meter per second is okay. But you can't keep V in meter per second and M in gram, or M in kilogram and V in centimeter per second. Then your answer will be nonsense. So to make it a sensible number, you have to stick to this idea of systems of units. Something like one language. In language, sometimes we mix the words of different languages, but grammatically it is incorrect to mix like that. And if you mix too much, it may be totally unclear to the people who know both the languages. English and Latin, if you are mixing, neither English people will understand Latin and vice versa. So if you stick to one particular system, then it's more easier to communicate. So here in physics calculations, it's made a compulsory thing that you have to stick to one particular system of units while using the numbers of various physical quantities. Keeping in mind the units, you can go for simple conversions from one system to another, and then you can go for calculations. So that is the significance of the word called systems of units. So more important thing for us is SI system, where 7 fundamental quantities I have already mentioned, and there are 7 units. I'll write clearly here. Length, of course, meter, mass, kilogram, time, second, temperature, Kelvin is a SI unit, then luminous intensity, candela is a unit, and lastly amount of substance. What is the unit? Mole is the unit. So these are 7 basic quantities and their units. So this is one broad introduction for physical quantities, units, and the systems of units. So unit is a definite quantity used as a reference for measurements of other quantities, other amounts of that particular physical quantity, like length, mass, time. I mentioned certain amount fixed as 1 meter or 1 kg, 1 second, and then 10 second, 20 second, etc. We can indicate the different amounts of length, mass, time, and so on. Then systems of units I mentioned, and I just gave a hint about dimensional formula formation, one of the important things. So whatever I have said here, these are not directly the things for examination in competitive level, but the units simplification for a new strange quantity, that becomes important. Not directly the units of these quantities will be asked in the examination for you people. Formation of the dimensional formula for new physical quantities becomes a very important factor in examination. So 2 of the very important dimension formula I have already written here. Velocity as displacement by time taken. Displacement indicated as L, time t, we got this one. Acceleration, for acceleration we got dimensional formula as LT power minus 2, m power 0. Sometimes we write, but now in competitive level, it's not important. In exam, board exam presentation, we write m power 0, saying that there is no mass involvement in the acceleration or velocity, etc. Now it's enough if you write just a required one. Non-zero powered quantities, LT power minus 2. Now, number 3 in this list is a force. What is the force? Force is a mass multiplied by acceleration. Therefore, Nidhi, what is the dimensional formula? For mass, we have m. Acceleration already written. What is it? Darshan, what is the dimensional formula for force? As simple as just correct. M L T power minus 2 becomes a dimensional formula. Just a combination of mass and acceleration here we have. Understood? So it's quite simple. If you know the connection, you should know force is mass into acceleration. Then you can write like this. Going to fourth term now. Work done or energy, they are not different. Physically, there is a small difference in saying work done and energy of a system, but dimensionally, there is no difference at all. Both are same. What is the definition? Work done is basically defined as dot product of force and displacement, or dimensionally force displacement multiplication. It is for force already we have mlt power minus 2, displacement L. Therefore, energy formula becomes ml square t power minus 2. ml square t power minus 2 is a dimensional formula for energy as well as work done. Nidhi, Shri, what is the dimensional formula for heat? What is heat? Energy. Therefore, for heat
Same
also,
is
dimensional formula is ml square t power minus 2 itself. Heat, light, and various forms of energy we have got. Sound, chemical energy. So whatever the form, energy, if you think it's energy, ml square t power minus 2 is the formula. Number 5. Pressure. Harsha. Present? Or Siddharth?
Sir, can I say so?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Sir, pressure is equals to force per unit area.
Very good. Force per unit area. Force per unit area. Now write the formula for force.
ml t power minus 2.
Divided by area
L
is
square.
the breadth. So L into L or L square, and hence the formula becomes ml power minus 1. L power 2 in the numerator becomes L power minus 2. L power minus 2 already existing L here. Together becomes L power minus 1 t power minus 2. So ml power minus 1 t power minus 2 becomes a dimensional formula. Online students, hope you are writing these things. The earlier things, you will get a material on that, but these things are required to be there in your notes also. Dimensional formula, very important thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these things, if you are not copied, copy it. So next, as I write the term, you should be able to write the corresponding dimensional formula. Have you written, Siddharth? Hello, online students.
Yes, sir.
You finished the 1, 2, 3?
Yes, sir.
What about others? Is it Siddhartha?
Finished, sir.
Okay. If anyone has to copy something, immediately have to interrupt me before I erase it. Should the letters be slightly bigger?
No need.
It's proper. So 4 and 5 also completed. We'll go to sixth one. Power. Power in physics is defined as rate of work done. Work done divided by time taken is power. For work done or energy, already we have written the formula. What is the formula? We have there ml square t power minus 2. So these 4 important terms like velocity, acceleration, force and energy are used in many physical quantities making. So better you remember or something like by hearting those 4 to use immediately for subsequent writings. Like here, pressure, we used force there. So force, if you have in mind all the time, mLT power minus 2, quickly you can write a formula for pressure. Similarly, work done or energy, if you know, you can write ml square t power minus 2 for work done upon time taken. That is capital T becomes ml square t power minus 3. ml square t power minus 3 is a dimensional formula for power. Seventh, simple quantity. Linear momentum. Linear momentum. Symbol is a small p for that. Is actually product of mass and velocity. Mass and velocity. Tell me the formula. Someone who has not answered so far from online group. Can you tell me? It's a simple quantity. Mass into velocity.
mlt minus 1.
Who's that name?
Sudeep. mlt power minus 1.
Very good. mlt power minus 1. Sudeep, answer. mlt power minus 1. For m, mass it's m only, velocity lt power minus 1. Therefore, mlt power minus 1 becomes linear momentum. Surface tension is an important physical quantity coming in fluid mechanics part. It is defined as force per unit length. Force by length it is. Therefore, what will be the formula? Force, as I said earlier, mLT power minus 2 upon L. Therefore, the formula becomes m t power minus 2. m t power minus 2 becomes the dimensional formula for surface tension. Ninth one, gravitational constant. Have you heard of gravitational constant, Siddharth? What is gravitational constant? Any idea? It is represented by capital G, gravitational constant. It comes in Newton's law of gravitation. You must have learned in lower classes that Earth and Sun or Earth and Moon have a strong force of attraction, which is given by formula F equal to capital G into m1 m2 by r square. This G is a constant deciding the force of attraction between any two masses. It may be Earth and Moon, or Earth and a artificial satellite launched by different nations, or even this chalk piece and Earth, chalk piece as it falls. The force between chalk piece and Earth also is governed by same constant G. Mass of chalk piece, mass of Earth divided by distance between the two bodies squared gives the force of attraction. So we want now dimensional formula of G. We'll rearrange the terms in this formula to get G. What is G equal to? F into R square upon M1, M2 it becomes. And now these are all familiar terms. Force, distance, mass. Simplify, you will get the dimensional formula for gravitational constant. Right, formula for force first, mLT power minus 2. Then R is distance, symbol is L. So simply L square it becomes. Upon M into M it is. 1 M can be cancelled here. So ultimately what is the formula we have? Darshan. No, M comes up, no, numerator, M power minus 1 it becomes. M power minus 1, L cubed. L and L square we have. So L cube, T power?
T minus 2.
Correct. So formula becomes M power minus 1, L power 3 and T power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula for gravitational constant. So this is one special example I have given where the particular quantity mentioned here may not be very familiar to write the dimensional formula. But we know the link of that with other quantities, as mentioned in this force formula of Newton, Newton's law of gravitation, interpreted mathematically like this: capital G into M1 M2 by R square. So rearranging the terms in this equation, we can get G equation, FR square by M1 M2, and hence we get M power minus 1, L cube, T power minus 2. If you got extremely good memory power, you can remember it, M power minus 1, L cube, T power minus 2. But in physics, you'll get hundreds of such quantities. It's not easy to remember all such a dimensional formula, but it's easy to remember the link between the different quantities, as I mentioned here. So using that also you can get the dimensional formula for slightly stranger or unknown physical quantity. Number 10, frequency. What is the frequency?
Reciprocal of time.
Yes, hello?
Frequency 1 by T, sir.
Correct. Frequency means what? Frequency means number of cycles,
per second.
So it may be about oscillation of a particle, how many complete oscillations in 1 second. Or it can be about rotations, how many rotations in 1 second. So it is a reciprocal of period, we say, time period, where period is a time for a repetitive action. When a particle goes from one particular place to another place and comes back, goes and comes back, again goes and comes back. So this complete journey requires a particular time, that is called as a period. Or in the case of circular motion, one complete circular motion finished. So there is a definite time for that, that is called as period. So reciprocal of period is frequency, and T power minus 1, that is all, becomes a dimensional formula for frequency, as well as angular frequency, omega. So frequency, either F or omega you can take. Omega called angular frequency. For that also we can write per second as a dimensional formula. Number 11, I'll take Okay, one more mechanics quantity, linear density. You are all aware of density word. Density is mass by volume, mass by volume. But here linear density is not mass by volume. What is it? It is actually mass of a wire
Per unit
divided
length.
by length of it. Therefore, formula becomes m by L or ml power minus 1. ml power minus 1 becomes a dimensional formula of linear density. Now, in all these equations, the powers of different symbols, they are called as the dimensions. Like in this case, -1 for mass, 3 for length, -2 for time. They're called dimensions. This is called dimensional formula. Dimensional formula is the collection of different fundamental units, representatives, M, L, T, etc. And individually for M or L or T, what are the powers? They are called as dimensions. So dimensions of linear density are 1 plus 1 in mass, -1 in length. And similarly in surface tension, 1 in mass, -2 in time, etc. We write. Number 12, I'll take up a heat related quantity. So far we are dealing with the mechanics quantities. Now for heat quantities like a specific heat, I'll take specific heat. Specific heat is not just heat. What is a specific heat? Someone from online who has not answered any question so far. Sudeep, Harsha, Siddharth, I think answered some questions. There is one girl, is it Sangeeta? Hello? Online students, come on. You heard of specific heat in high school?
Q is equal to ms delta T.
Q is equal to ms delta T. Good, good. That is one connection between specific heat and the heat quantity, ms delta T. Yes, specific heat is defined as heat required for 1 degree rise in temperature for 1 kilogram substance. 1 kg mass requires how much heat for 1 degree Celsius rise? Go from 30 to 31 or from 20 to 21, 24 to 25. 1 degree rise for 1 kg substance. How much heat is needed? That is called specific heat. So S becomes Q divided by M into delta T, temperature rise. Q is energy, heat. Therefore, ml square T power -2 upon mass is M only. Delta T for temperature, we are taking a new symbol now as theta, or in books you will see capital K. Theta or K for temperature or difference between temperatures, you can use it. Here difference, I'll write it as theta, new symbol. So far we have used only 3, L, M, T for length, mass and time. Now we are going to a 4th symbol, theta, whenever temperature related quantities come there. And on simplification, what we get? L square, T power -2, theta power -1 as the dimensional formula of specific heat. So once again, you can see the fact that you should know the link of specific heat with the other well-known quantities like heat, temperature, and mass. Then you can make the formula. Again, it's not easy to remember L square T power -2, theta power -1, etc. Out of hundreds of such formulae. But this is not difficult. Q is equal to ms delta T, somebody told. So S is Q by M delta T. And substituting for the dimensional formula of individual quantities, we can get this formula. 13. Latent heat, just like specific heat, there is a term called latent heat. What is latent heat? It is a heat required for conversion of unit mass of substance from one state to another state. Maybe for 1 kilogram ice to melt, how much heat is required? Or 1 kg water to be evaporated from change of state from liquid to gaseous. How much heat is necessary? That is called a latent heat. It is connected with the formula Q is equal to M into L. So L is latent heat. What is L equal to now? Q by M. Q is again energy, heat. So ml square T power minus 2 upon M becomes a L square T power minus 2. L square T power minus 2. Now, once again, we'll go to one more new symbol for electricity related terms. We went to a fourth one, new one here in theta temperature case. Now, one more new symbol for current related quantities. Whenever it is about current or relation of current with the other quantities, we have the symbol capital A or I to be used for that. In options, if you got A, you can take A, or I means you can take that one of them. Like I said, theta or K you will see in books for temperature. I or A you will see in books for current. To start with, electric potential. Electric potential. What is electric potential? It is defined as work done for
unit charge.
of 1 coulomb charge from infinity to the point. That is a definition. Or in general, work done on any charge divided by charge is potential. Work done, once again our old formula, ml square T power minus 2. Now charge should be represented in terms of current. Current I is defined as dq by dt or q by t. Charge by time. So what is charge equal to? I or A you can use. So charge can be written as AT or IT. Because current is charge by time, charge is current into time. So I am writing AT for charge, and hence the formula becomes m L square T power minus 3 A power minus 1. ml square T power minus 3 A power minus 1 becomes a dimensional formula for electric potential. Now it looks a bit more confusing or difficult. So I will not take much of these electricity related terms. When we go for second year topics, we will deal with each of these new physical quantities connected with the current, like electrical resistance or capacitance, impedance, reactance, magnetic field, permeability. So many new physical quantities you will see here afterwards. There you need this A. Apart from M, L, T, you need A. So totally 5 symbols are used for making this dimensional formula. We don't have any new symbol linked with the luminous intensity or amount of substance in these representations. These 5 are only used in making dimensional formula of any new physical quantity coming here afterwards. So as we go into new and new terms, we'll find out new dimensional formula. Last one I'll keep here, 15th one connected with this as resistance, electrical resistance. What is resistance? It is defined as Ohm's law. V by I, voltage by current. For voltage already I have given the formula. Current you know, simplify and tell me in the next class. So I'll wind up my today's class here with this on a blank space for you to simplify and tell me in the next class for that.